Sent my apologies, to everybody, the league, myself, my teammates, my family for, putting that negativity towards, all of us with a, bad decision.
Demetrius Jamel Ja Morant, born August 10th, 1999. Ja Morant has been suspended for 8 games without pay for self-inflicted conduct deemed detrimental to the league, meaning the actions he displayed publicly are not good for the NBA brand, and for that, instead of the NBA losing money from parents that now won't buy their child a Ja Morant jersey or support the league by attending a Memphis Grizzly game or even allowing their child to watch the game on TV, the league will extract earnings from his pockets. Morant, still on his 3rd overall pick rookie deal this year, was scheduled to make over $12 million for this season, with his extension kicking in next season. He makes close to $150,000 a game in 22-23. 8 games without pay is going to cost him around $1.2 million. But that's not all. He could lose out on about $38 million potential earnings as well, due to the Rose Rule that was basically implemented because of how early Derrick Rose became an all-star in just year 2, after being the Rookie of the Year, then winning the league MVP in just year 3, and severely outplaying his rookie contract. The NBA decided to reward players like him early by granting certain bonuses if achievements like those are met. Because Ja made the All-NBA second team last season and was likely to make another because of his All-Star play this year, his initial 5-year, $193 million extension could have risen to $231 million this year. The 8-game suspension gravely puts that in jeopardy, seeing as the league most certainly won't select a suspended player during the season for the awards, meaning the loss of potentially close to $40 million for Morant. Over 3 things so simple to some people but obviously difficult to grasp for the 23-year-old. If you haven't been living under a rock the past 4 years, you understand how good Ja Morant is as a player and how fast he became one of the best point guards in the league. Taken 2nd overall in 2019 behind one of the most hyped prospects of all time in Zion Williamson, not many expected him to emerge as the Rookie of the Year, but he did just that. Mostly due to Zion's injury issues taking away enough games that he didn't qualify, but that's neither here nor there. He was a borderline All-Star year 2 after a slight increase in scoring and assists, made his first All-Star year 3 after a significant increase in production, and then again this year he became an All-Star and one of the league's leading scorers and assist men. When he's not dancing in celebration, he's dancing around defenders on the court, on his way to another breathtaking slam dunk and giving the game-worn shoe to kids on the sidelines. Ja Morant is most certainly good for the game. But if he doesn't change these 3 things or get them under control, who knows what he could lose next? The energy he's bringing, it could be his own life or a life around him. Ja Morant could fail if he keeps these 3 things around. Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. I'm sure most of you are fully aware of Ja Morant's insane growth spurt from being an under-the-radar talent in high school, attending a small school, and playing for a program not considered one of the premier teams in college basketball. Nevertheless, he led them to the tournament in back-to-back seasons and made his name in his sophomore year, averaging nearly 25 points and over 10 assists. Also for his high-flying highlights that topped SportsCenter and defied the norm of what a prospect no one knew about should do. His dunk over a 6'8" player his sophomore year in college catapulted his status and sealed his chances as being one of the top selections in the 2019 draft. He was able to leave after that season early and taken with the 2nd pick in 2019 and would have been 1st overall had it not been for the most exciting prospect since LeBron James in Zion Williamson. Ja came in and had immediate success, proving to be more than just a dunker. That immediate success carried on into his first few seasons in the league, improving each year into his first All-Star, a second, a signature shoe deal, and on his way to being the most exciting young talent around, with a chance of being a great role model for the kids that look like him and can relate to where he's from and the ones who cannot. Distraction number 1, his entourage. First and foremost, before Ja Morant can begin work on himself in an uninfluenced environment, he has to clean his circle of whatever is there to distract him or allow him down the path he's shown he could go. Now, don't get this wrong, this is not to hate on Ja, because even though I admittedly didn't see him becoming the player he's become, he turned into one of the players I look forward to watching and always try to catch his games. He's great for the league, and since Allen Iverson, I don't think we've seen a more exciting and relatable player. A one-of-one talent with one of the greats written all over him. But Ja Morant won't become that by the people around him not nurturing his potential and allowing him to think that some of his behavior can lead to anywhere but a what happened to him story. I saw a video of him on a private jet with all his close friends and even elder family members, and he pulls out a bottle of what's to be assumed alcohol and drank it like it was halftime Gatorade or a cold glass of apple juice in the morning. Surely that bottle was finished by the time they landed. But what struck me was that no one said anything about it. Now, Ja is a grown man and highly successful, so telling him how to be or do anything other than what he has been to get there is probably not going to be taken well, but he's still just 23 years old and could use better people around him to at least warn him that as a premier one-of-a-kind talent, blessed physically more than maybe any point guard ever, drinking is not the healthiest way to go, especially during the season. Addiction, impulsive actions, saying things certain places that can go viral and cost you in the long run isn't the image you want. From his father and close family and friends, Ja needs to hear that drinking, strip clubs, guns, and alleged fights with teenagers are exactly what's expected of a black celebrity and player who failed once again to show he can embrace being a great role model of black success. I understand it's family and close friends, but what he has the potential to do can only be done if the people he has around him improve themselves as well by being that boundary he needs to run into and be checked from time to time. Distraction number 2, the music. His first form of working on himself now that the entourage circle is in line starts with the music. Music is one of the strongest vibrations in the universe. It most definitely affects our day-to-day thoughts, leading to growing the person you become, with youth making you even more vulnerable to the effects of the music you listen to constantly. He is a basketball player as well. Think of how much they consume music. Flights, rides from the airport, practice, workouts, headphone on pregame, warm-ups, ride home, at home, and everywhere else not on the floor for 48 minutes or pre-game, post-game interviews. That music vibration within them is very strong and at 23 very effective. Nothing against today's hip-hop because the genre has always been violent and self-destructive. That's actually part of the appeal. But today, as it reaches so many through social media and digitally easy to access, the destruction is at an all-time high. Ja doesn't need to stop listening to NBA Youngboy, his favorite rapper, but he has to be able to compartmentalize that music is just that, entertainment. Do not take it serious because all the negative things rappers rap about, many of them aren't currently doing those things. If they are, then you see where they head. He is not a rapper. He's a 23-year-old phenom creating some of the best pieces of point guard history ever. He's Ja Morant. NBA Youngboy should want to be him. An over $230 million contract before 24, you never see a rapper get. For what? 8 months of work a year? At this point, changing the music isn't going to happen. But understanding he's already above the music and bigger than the negative vibrations could protect his future much better. Distraction number 3, his off-court attitude. On the court, Ja, like mentioned, is great for the game. He's competitive, plays hard, competes with no love for his favorite players, and an energy that can only make you enjoy watching him do what he does. Off the floor though, he has an attitude of certain rappers. Going back to the earlier point, the music has now turned his actions violent. Accused, so this is all alleged, of hitting a teenager at his house over 10 times, then pulling a gun as the teen left his home, placing it in his waistband with his hand on it, threatening him some more. Ja in response didn't deny it happening, but said it was in self-defense, to which he'll fight in court after being sued by the team's family. Allegedly threatening a mall security physically and verbally, who asked he and his friends to leave the parking lot and not loiter, pointing a red laser at the Pacers bus earlier this year, to his strip club antics being released, which is totally disingenuous on that establishment's part, to this latest gun violation that led to his suspension, checking into rehab, counseling, and Jesus, according to reports. He recently did a sit-down with ESPN and explained his actions and vowed to be a better person going forward. That all starts with a little self-critique and awareness and changing the man he's becoming with his off-court attitude. All in all, I do believe Ja is sincere in his desire to be a better person going forward. The incidents to his favor aren't career-threatening at this point, so he will be afforded the room to grow. I hope he gets better at these, because if they cause him to fail, no one's going to cry for him. He'll end up as just another what-if story of insane potential wasted and on to the next young talent. Once he gets a hold of these things, Ja cannot fail. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.